Hello.
Hey, everybody. We are live
with the West Coast edition of the Five Foolish Mortals. But this is...
Well, it'd be Three Foolish Mortals, right. I guess.
This is D&G Explorers edition, and it is January 8th, Wednesday, 5 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we are here today to discuss Disney.
And we have Ben from Pepper Tree Villa 2 and Pepper Tree Villa.
Hi, guys.
So if you guys are unfamiliar with us, I'm Derick.
And I'm Greg.
If you forget our names,
that's Ben.
I'm Little Explorer.
I guess I'm Big Explorer.
And we like to do Disney stuff as well as cruising. We are, in fact, getting ready for our next cruise, which we'll talk about probably after we do the Disney stuff on the Disney cruise.
You're busy putting that together while I was hard at work slaving away.
Life is tough. And then let's go over to Ben. And Ben, a little bit about you and your channel.
Well, I first of all, Lofi over here behind me is a new mascot for Pepper Tree Villa. He'll be hanging out throughout the year. Sherry told me that she was going to be outfitting him with some seasonal things, so he won't always be in winter garb. So let's just say that Olaf would be jealous of what Sherry has in mind. But I'm from Pepper Tree Villa. I manage the channel with my brother Arnie and Doug, our friend. And we are a channel that covers Disney, travel, food, recipes, and most recently, Christmas. And I'll be dropping an episode of my vlog tomorrow morning with kind of a Christmas wrap-up contest involving the tree that I had in my bedroom this season.
Very exciting. So I think
really exciting. Really, really exciting.
And if you guys don't know, there's going to be a count on how many ornaments was on Ben's tree this year. So that would be interesting to see how many ornaments.
Begin to
imagine
to guess.
But Greg, why don't we do a welcome to before we get the show started? Welcome who's in so far. So chat check brought to you by More Sunshine, please. What better way to start a new year than with a little bit more sunshine?
Well, that's better than what you normally come up with. We have Josh Odom was first here, so welcome, Josh. We have Danny McGlone, Wanda Chiquita Bonita Byram. That's a fun name to say. Kelly Haston, Noah the Disney World Fan 16, and Kay Atwood so far. So welcome, everybody.
And Charlie from, I'm just trying to turn this on because we're looking at the iPad without having the volume go up. So our friends, Disney Nerd Herders, who had Jim from More Sunshine Plays, they had the DePhilly crew on there, as well as Mouse Talk. They sent everyone over to us. So thank you guys for that.
Deborah, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
And Kay Atwood.
So first,
thank you, Wanda.
This past weekend, we had a chance to visit one of our best friends that we haven't had a chance to visit in Northern California, near Santa Rosa. But we went real quick. We went to
Corbel Winery.
So we got
sweet cuvee.
It sounds really posh. So Greg, let's get that going so we can have a quick dilly.
You want me to open it with my teeth?
Sure. Or whatever comes handy.
I have one too, but I'm going to hold on to it.
You're fine. We'll drink up for it. We're fine with that. We have no issues drinking in front of you. So real quick, what we did last weekend. I think you have to pull this off here, don't you? Well, I'll let you fight with that.
I didn't even see that. Trying to make me look all weird and funny.
You're the wine expert. Yeah. So we had a good time this past weekend hanging out with our friends. They actually live in Guerneville, which is a very small town, and had a chance to. It was ravaged by the floods this past year, and it was interesting to see how quick that town has recovered from that, even though some of the businesses aren't open.
That was graceful.
And some of the businesses are not open. They are still recovering, but we had a chance to spend a few days there to just kind of relaxing. And so we are excited about what's coming up for us in the next 24 days. We are going on our Disney cruise. But we were thinking about Disneyland this year and everything that's coming up on it. So we are going to go over between the three of us and discuss what's happening at Disneyland Park, at Disneyland California Adventure, some of the themed nights they have going on, and a few things about downtown Disney of what's opened, but as well as what you can look forward to in 2020.
That's a nice gold color.
One more thing. In about 3 weeks, we are going...
Every little drop.
We are going to meet one of our... she was a super explorer on one of our shows. It is going to be Wanda Chiquita Bonita Byram. We are going to get a chance to meet her in Disney Springs the night before we go to our Disney cruise.
I just heard about this news today. I'm not very graceful with pouring this.
So we are excited to meet Wanda. We can't wait for her. And we've been chatting a little bit on the phone. So excited to finally meet her in person. So excited about that. So
God, this is kind of strong.
Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly, our friends, explorers.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
I've opted for a feisty cherry Diet Coke.
That
Not
sounds
bad.
good to me.
It's really fizzy. It's the cuvee is based on a muscat, but it's not a complete muscat. So it's a little bit sweeter. Muscat. It has a little bit of tartness to it, but it's as you can see, it's nice and sparkling.
Welcome,
and
Nurse Nancy,
Nurse
to the
Nancy,
show.
Welcome.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. So Ben, let's just get right on in it. Let's start with you. No pressure. Why don't we talk about Disneyland? And since that's the park that most people are excited about,
This is our Disney show this Wednesday.
Disney show,
so
yes.
Get Disney-fied, everybody.
but we will talk about our Disney
We're not even
cruise
wearing any Disney hats or anything.
later
Wow.
in the show. We'll talk about our Disney cruise, which we have been planning for. So Ben, show's on you. Take it away.
All right. Well, please don't come up with the full screen. Take us back to both of us.
Done.
We can all react. Seriously? Oh, there. Okay, that might.
We're fitting in there tightly, but we're there.
I want to feel like I'm talking to both of you because I'm not used to doing streams all by myself. First, I got to say that Disneyland is starting off the new year really big. First, this is their 65th anniversary this year. I don't think they're making a big deal of that because Disneyland is no longer run by merchandising people who used to only work in retail stores and wanted to take advantage of any type of big landmark anniversary, whatever.
What year did you say?
It's their 65th
Wow.
anniversary this year, and by all rules, Disneyland could officially retire this year, but they're just getting started because this year, in fact, in just 9 days, the Rise of the Resistance attraction opens at Disneyland, which it's already been open in Florida for about a month. And it's gotten a lot of press, a lot of positive feedback. And apparently it's like this triple E ticket attraction that everyone is talking about. And I can't wait to go on it. And hopefully I'll be on it sometime in the next couple of months. But that opens on January 17th in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So that's a huge thing for Disneyland.
So that's less than a week away. That's crazy.
Yep. Well, no, not less than a week. It's 9 days.
Oh,
It opens on
the 8th?
Yeah, today's the 8th. It opens on the 17th.
Okay.
So, yeah, big deal.
So I don't know about you, Ben, but what's your feelings of us opening up in California the Galaxy's Edge before Walt Disney World? However, our Rise of the Resistance opened up a month later.
Well, there's a reason for that.
There is, but what are your feelings
Which helped
on that?
Walt Disney World.
Yeah, there is a reasoning because of that. There was a design flaw in the building that they found during the installation of that attraction that they were able to correct in Florida prior to them installing the attraction there. So it's taken a little bit of time. It took a little bit more time in California to correct that. But because they caught the flaw in time before they started building that section in Florida, they were able to get it done and get it opened quickly. So it's not like they intended to do it that way, but because of Disneyland's mistake in construction, they were able to fix it in Florida more quickly.
Which helped Florida, actually. Real quick, welcome
I was just
to
gonna say.
Jay Henderson. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Bob and Ashley. My
Ashley.
mom just came on.
Hello, Mama Berthel.
Captain's Table MDR.
MDR. They asked a question last week, and I didn't see it until after we signed off, and I felt bad. And now I can't for the life of me ask what that or remember what that question was. But sorry, you guys. Welcome, Dilly, and thank you everyone who's joining us tonight.
So
RobFuz is here.
If you could think of your question,
yes,
please feel free to ask it.
And RobFuz,
welcome, RobFuz,
the voice of YouTube. He's got that radio voice. So Rob, welcome. He's one of our support channels, power channels.
Him and Jim actually have a good radio sounding voice.
Yeah. So, RobFuz, we love you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Uper Wisdom Videos, thank you for joining. All right, sorry. I'm disrupting your flow.
No worries. No. There's no such thing as flow in this thing. I'm perfectly fine with whatever you want to bring to me. That's fine. There's a lot of special events that are happening in the first part of the year as well. They're referring to it as Disneyland After Dark. And they're going to be doing 4 of these nights. And the first one that's coming up is an 80s night. Yeah. get your dancing on, get your new wave moves on, because it is going to be 80s night. Everyone's going to be wearing all kinds of stuff. I would look for a lot of people wearing Devo hats and fluorescent colors and day glow. I would love to go to that type of event, but being in Northern California and away from it. Plus the event costs $109.
Yes.
So,
when I was reading up on it, they said bring your leg warmers, your shoulder pads, and your other gear on that.
And your wallet.
Yeah.
So really quick, do we want to answer their questions so that we don't miss it again?
We'll let Ben do the Disneyland or the Disney portion of it first, and then we'll answer that question.
Okay, as long as you don't forget.
I'll remember.
Matthew and Lauren, hey, how are you doing?
Welcome, Matthew and Lauren. Welcome. So you might be asking more about that, but I wrote some of the stuff down on that. What date is that?
January 29th.
29th.
Yeah.
So we have 2 questions to add.
Followed up a couple of weeks later with another Disneyland After Dark event for Valentine's Day. They're referring to it as Sweethearts Night. So that'll be on February 12th and 13th. Also $109 for the special event ticket. So they are not missing a beat in becoming the resort of charging for upcharges.
If I can add something to that, the one thing that I noticed when I read about it, they actually are going to have a special themed fireworks show for both.
Oh,
so
that's
the 80s
cool.
one is going to have the 80s music, and then they said the fireworks show for the Sweetheart one is going to be a wonderful show that will make people fall in love. So
nice.
But and what's interesting is it's from 3 to adult. It's still $109. Usually they give a break on it. You have to. It's from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., but you can show up 3 hours early. You have to buy the tickets in advance, and there is an 8-ticket max limit that you can buy for those. And remembering from what happened last year, they sold out very fast. So if you guys are interested on any of these dates that Ben is going to be talking about, definitely go and get those now because they will go quick.
We have Samantha Paxton and Pepper Tree Villa that just came on also. So
hey, Arnie. Look at your brother on TV. Anyway, the next big thing to happen at Disneyland, though, is going to be happening right at the end of February. February 28th, they are going to be introducing a new parade. It's called the Magic Happens Parade, and it will be another one of those things where they just wheel out a lot of their more recent IPs like Moana, Coco, Sleeping Beauty is also going to be included. So they'll fold some of the older ones with a lot of the newer ones that kids that are going to be coming to Disneyland will recognize and really warm up to. And this will be a parade really focused at them. So it'll be for parents and for the kids. That way there's a little bit of nostalgia and new thrown into the mix for a new parade. Then coming up on March 5th is another Disneyland After Dark night. And that is that's a Pixar party at DCA. My bad. I'm stepping on DCA news. I got my things mixed up. But
that is interesting though, because in the past, from what I remember, they've only had the night at Disneyland.
Yeah,
and they still are calling them Disneyland Night at the Park, but the last two are in California Adventure.
Welcome, Disney Nerd Herders.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for sending people over stuff.
Wow.
Dapper Days is returning also in April. April 19th, you'll see Dapper Days at Disneyland. And that's when everyone wears their finest and walks down the streets, kind of dressed the way they used to do in the 50s when going to Disneyland. Now it's, you'd be surprised if people weren't in shorts and a t-shirt, but I think it'd be fun to dress up themed in a group and have a lot of fun in a tie, women in dresses, hopefully not in high heels, because I think that can be a brutal day at Disneyland if you're walking around in high heels all day, unless that's your go-to shoe, but wouldn't be for me. But that's
15 stiletto.
Yeah, that's it for the first part of the year for Disneyland. Towards the end, they're going to be doing their normal stuff. They're doing Halloween and they're doing Christmas, but that's all just normal stuff. Not a whole lot else really special at Disneyland, because more of the focus coming up in 2020 is being focused on DCA. And for more on that, I'll pass it back to D&G.
Thank you very much. Do we want to do a chat check
now?
Thank you very much. Mouse Talk joined us. Welcome.
Hey, Mouse Talk.
I think it's safe to announce it now.
Hey, Jim, welcome.
But we are going to have Mouse Talk on our show in February after our cruise. So if everything goes too good, we get a chance to chat online with Mouse Talk. So I'm looking forward to talking to Walt and Melissa. So if you haven't already checked out their videos, which I think everyone on here has, definitely check out Mouse Talk. They redesigned their studio and it looks really sharp. So good job, guys.
Just to clarify, my mom meant hi Jim, not hi him. It's a typo, but hi Jim.
All right, so let's answer some of those.
He is a him, so
let's answer some of those questions. So what
were our hobbies? But what was the whole question?
And so what was our hobbies and what do we like to do like around here locally? So our hobbies basically now is YouTube. But before YouTube,
aside from YouTube,
reading. We both like to
reading, writing, and arithmetic. Wait, that's school.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like to write, but it's been a while since I've written a full story.
A long while.
Yeah, I did write a book that it hasn't been published yet. But I do have a character that I've written several stories for. Hopefully one day I'll have the courage to get that published. So that is probably one of the things that we do like to do. Locally, we're in the Central Valley, so there's a lot of, we're famous for grapes, raisins, almonds now. There's a lot of almond orchards that are taking over a lot of the orange orchards. And we're close to Yosemite. We're about maybe,
which we haven't been to like in 3-4 years.
Yeah, but it's about 45 minutes to the park entrance, maybe about an hour. And then from there to get to the famous stuff where you have the lookout, that's about another 45 minutes. But
we like movies. We like arts and crafts when we have a chance to do that.
Trains.
We like trains.
And
but that's not a hobby. What do we do with trains?
I like to sit in them. I like to sit in the cabin of them. So yes. So a little bit of kind of what's around locally. It's called the Sugar Pine Railroad, and at one time they used to have a forestry department which would take the wood in a long wooden flume. We're talking many miles this flume went. One of it went to Pinedale and Fresno. The other one would come to here in Madera, which is named after a wood. But the water would come down through these huge troughs, and that's long been gone, but there is a train that you can still ride called the Sugar Pine Railroad, and you can go up there, and there's a certain night you can have dinner there, and then it takes you to a spot where they have a show. So that's a fun little entertainment thing that we hope to do again this year, because it's been a while since we've done something like that.
Wanda said, "What else do you do with trains?" Laugh out loud.
Toot, toot.
There's a shopping place here with a theater and restaurants and things like that. But we like to travel too. We go to Disneyland sometimes. We go up north, like this past weekend, and we just like to relax. We're very down to earth people. We just do everyday things that everybody else does, really.
What was the second question?
There was something about, I don't remember. I knew we were gonna forget. Captain's Table, I think, is going on the Dream. If I'm not mistaken, it was them that said that. Your video is really behind on this.
Just because I started it like 15 minutes later.
But the question was, what can you do on the Dream?
It's Uper Wisdom videos.
Oh, sorry. So what can you going on our first cruise for the wife's 40th birthday on a Disney Dream? Anything that you guys would recommend?
We went on a 3-night cruise, and our disappointment was that it was only 3 nights. Hopefully you're going on 4, because it rotates between a 3 and 4 night cruise, but they do offer a 5-night cruise. Hopefully you're on at least the 4. Our disappointment for me was that we didn't get a chance to experience the whole ship, to explore it. So we definitely walked away wanting more, but it was just, with it being just such a short cruise, we fell in love with it, and the cruise, we felt like we sneezed and the cruise was done with. Definitely check out the ship. They do open house on the first day, so you can even go into the kids clubs, which they close off after to adults because they have them in different age groups. But it's interesting to see what they have available. When people talk about the Disney cruise, they think it's so, like so many kids running around, but they actually put them into little clubs. So and you have your own private areas. So take advantage of the over 21 areas. I believe it might be over 18, but they do have adults only areas that you can take care of on the ship. So definitely look at that. Do the shows. We fell asleep in 2 of the 3 ones because we were running around in Disney, the parks before that, but they do have good theater shows. They are free. You just have to get there. You don't have to make reservations. You just have to get there early enough to make sure you have a seat. And then take a chance in the rotational dining. It's really cool to have them to go through the different rotational. So make sure you experience the rotational dining ones and don't go to the buffet for a dinner. It's kind of hard if it's a shorter cruise because you're going to have a pirate night, which means you won't get to experience a rotational dining restaurant in its true form. But that's a little bit longer than I had planned to talk about the Dream. But that's so far been our favorite Disney one. And we're going on the sister ship, the Fantasy. So we're excited about going back onto a bigger Disney ship. Captain MDR said, do you think Disney is putting too much attention towards Star Wars now and neglecting the classic Disney characters? I don't get that, especially when you look at what they redid in California Adventure with Pixar Pier. They are adding the Avengers land in California Adventure, yep, which is going to be a lot of the Marvel characters.
Yep.
So they are, one thing that if we talk about rehabs, Snow White Adventures, they are reimagining that this year. So for the first time in a long time, they're changing it. So they are kind of focusing on, I think they're trying to go, yes, to a bigger audience. They now have resources to a larger ones that they didn't have before, but I still think they are focusing on Disney characters. For example, the parade that Ben talked about, Mickey Mouse is still going to be leading that parade.
Yep.
It's based on the Disney princesses. So then they said there's going to be characters in there from the classic stuff that they don't normally show in there, in addition to the ones like from Moana, from Frozen, and some of the other newer ones. So I think there's so much in their category, in their catalog now, that they're trying to incorporate others, but I don't feel so much that they neglect them. Ben, what are your thoughts?
This is my take on it, and that is that right now we are seeing the release of the 9th and final Star Wars film. out of the original movies that were supposedly envisioned by George Lucas. I think Disney took a different take on 7, 8, and 9 than what George Lucas would have done. But being that he's not involved with the production of those films anymore, Disney did what they had to do because they own the IP now. Now, the thing is that when you're talking about Star Wars, it was a major expense on their part when they dove in and purchased Lucasfilm from George Lucas. And they're going to do as much as they can to get a return on that investment. Now, while it may seem like they're emphasizing a lot on Star Wars right now, everything is cyclical. So they're launching a huge expansion in 2 of their theme parks in the United States with the Star Wars theme. They had a major investment in both parks for that purpose. So they're going to do as much as they can to try and push their money towards that. But that's just right. That's the way it is right now. In a couple of years, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will just be another part of Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios. And they'll have other things that they're pushing. Like coming up soon at Hollywood Studios, they're going to be pushing the Runaway Railway for Mickey Mouse. You'll see a big push for that later on this year. And then with the upcoming 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, you'll probably see a resorts-wide celebration regarding that anniversary, much like they did with 50 years of Disney theme parks when Disneyland turned 50 back in 2005. But as far as too much of an emphasis on Star Wars, I don't see it because right now it's just the big marketing push. They have to do that. That's just what they do. You'll see pushes for other things later on.
Good insight. Bob and Ashley said, hopefully the Rise of the Resistance will run with a better capacity than ours does. He's from Orlando area.
Yeah.
Matthew and Lauren Vlogs, if you guys haven't checked their channel out, they are actually both cast members from Disneyland. They said, legit, they are doing cast previews this week for Rise. It broke down 2 hours today. But then I think I also said, when it's working, it's an epic ride. So that's cool.
Apparently there's nothing else like it.
Yes. They also mentioned about Runaway Railroad coming to Disneyland, but that's going to be coming in 2022. So it's going to be still a few years away. I'm not too happy about that. Only because it's an exact version of what they're bringing over from Walt Disney World. I like the parks from the East Coast to the West Coast being different, because if they have the same attraction, why travel all the way across the country and make the investment to see something that you can see on the East Coast if you're from the East Coast? Now, there might be variations to it, but I would rather, if I want to go to a ride in Florida, I'd rather it be something that I can't see in California. Now, granted, you can't do that all the time.
Well, it kind of mixes with Toontown, though.
But I don't want to see Cars Land over there in Walt Disney World. I want to keep that.
And you won't. You probably will never see Cars Land over in Florida. But for me, adding Mickey's Runaway Railway in California, in Toontown, makes complete sense, because right now, Toontown is kind of a dead land.
It is.
Added anything to it since they started opening the park, or since they opened that land 25 years ago.
Well, it's also the first Mickey Mouse centered ride, so that would make sense to go in Toontown also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Mickey Mouse has had an attraction in the past in the form of the Mickey Mouse Revue that debuted with Walt Disney World in 1971, but then it got boxed up and shipped to Tokyo. But there's no other real Disney or Mickey-centric attraction. So that's going to be really, really cool to have at both resorts.
We just had DisLyfeOfOurs joined us, and they went live a little bit earlier. So welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
We had AGC Magic TVs, Matthew and Lauren Vlogs, I think we said. I think that was Only Passengers, and Fisher Fun Ventures.
Welcome.
You forgot to mention during the Disney Dream. I just let you say what you were saying and everything.
How rude! While you're doing that,
That's not really rude.
Let me get some cheese and crackers.
I was letting you say your part, but on the Disney Dream. Unfortunately, the last day you get to go to their private island, Castaway Key. But it's weird. It's weird that they have it on their last day because it's something that you really want to do, but it's something that you look forward to. But then when you're there, you better make the best of it because you only have that one day. So there's all kinds of things that you could do: snorkeling, swimming. They have an adults only area where it's more quieter and peaceful. So they have a lot of different things. Last time we went snorkeling, and that was a lot of fun. It does kind of wear out your feet, though.
Except because one of my fears is sharks, the great white shark. Except when we were snorkeling, and Greg goes, "Derick, something big just swam right by me."
Well, it was a barracuda or something.
And I was like, "You're kidding me! You're telling me this right now? Here I am, all happy, comfortable in the water, and he tells me something big just swam right by me." That was not cool. But anyway,
you should probably not smack on the table too much because I'm told it's magnifying.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so you're popping everybody's ears.
Sorry, guys. It might be because our microphone's a little bit too loud too, so we'll turn that down.
Now, do you have a spotlight channel?
Thank you, Ben. Very good.
You didn't set your alarm.
I didn't, but
shame on you. He's failing.
It's okay. I'm here to help.
No, he failed, but thank you for helping, but he failed. And I don't even know who the Spotlight channel is.
It's the Spotlight channel. Spotlight channel.
We're improvising here.
Yes, and I didn't pull their channel up. So
have a good evening, Matthew and Lauren. Thank you.
I didn't pull up. Thank you, Matthew and Lauren. Their channel, but our channel for the week, the Spotlight channel, is Amy from AGC Magic TV. Now, Amy is in.
Awesome.
She's such a great supporter of us. She's in so many different chats when you go to the different Disney ones. So, Amy, you are your stuff is already in the description. But for you guys who haven't had a chance to check her channel out, she recently went over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you or congratulations. I should say not thank you, but congratulations, which is a big hurdle an achievement to get
to. And thank you for supplying such good content to YouTube. Exactly. So your thank you does make sense.
Yes. So Amy from AJC Magic TV is this week's Spotlight channel.
And by the way, you blinded Wanda Chiquita Bonita Byram with your big light on the phone.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Disney California Adventures. And what's new for 2020?
Well, it's in California, so we got that going for ourselves.
Dilly.
No, I'm just being funny.
Thank you, Jim, for putting her channel in the link.
Ben had to swallow his food before he choked on laughing. So we're going to have a really big new area called Avengers Campus or Avenger Campus, where the
did you see
the sadly pesticide ruined Bug's life went to. They got rid of those poor bugs.
You had to say that when I was drinking something.
You had these in order, and now you messed up my order. So look, you're causing pandemonium here. So, okay, so I'll read what you have way at the bottom.
So the campus is an acronym. Boom.
Okay, so it's Avengers Campus, training ground for future superheroes. That's plastic.
Oh, that's right. It's
not a book.
Sorry.
So you're not smelling the pages. You're smelling plastic, which you're probably smelling chemicals that are going to your brain. So campus means centralized. A is assembly. Good thing that Emily was in there. M was mobilized.
Two.
And yes, I see the two there. Thank you. Mobilize. Do you want to read that?
No, you can do it. You're doing great.
Am I really? Mobilize to, and then P is for prepare, U is unite, and S is safeguard. So centralized assembly, mobilize to prepare, unite, safeguard is what campus stands for. So I did read that already, but I'll read it again just for you. Adventure Campus training ground for future superheroes.
So you can be a future superhero.
How was that? Say that again?
I don't know.
Say superhero again?
I don't know. But...
You just said superhero. Boom.
Yo, Regis, Kathy Lee, keep it together.
So at this Avengers campus, you have meet and greets by Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Doctor Strange. I almost said something else. Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, superheroes from Wakanda and Asgard. So that would be Black Panther and probably Thor.
Yes.
Those are the only ones I could think of. But restaurants will be Ant-Man and the Wasp restaurant. Food shrunk or enlarged. It's called the PYM Test Kitchen.
Pym test.
Pym test. Is that from the movie Pym?
No,
I don't know why they would call it Pym, but okay.
It's the scientist who created the ant suit.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't seen that in a long time. Seen that movie.
Good couple of films.
There's gonna have the third one at some point, but I think that they should do what they did with Ratatouille and shrink everybody down the size of an ant and have like big tables and stuff. And the food could still be humongous. It could still be bigger than you. You just have to feed it for an army or something.
So Greg is talking about Disneyland Paris. They have a restaurant which is connected to the ride. It's called Le Bistro Chez Remy. And we had a chance to eat at that. And it was really fun dining experience. I wish they would have brought that over to especially Epcot. That would have been a great addition.
Oh, yeah, Hank Pym. Jim, I don't know the acronym for Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, what it means. I'm sorry.
Many, obnoxious, neutral. I don't know. I lost.
Well, you were on a good start there. When does that open? They don't have a set date. They're saying summer 2020.
Yeah.
But it's still dirt ground over there. So unless they're going to speed up that process. Oh my gosh, Wanda, thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
That's very nice of you.
Everyone send Wanda some love. That's really, really sweet of you, Wanda.
Yes, very, very nice. Thank you.
Wanda, when we meet you, you're going to get the biggest hug. Awesome.
I was wondering what you were going to say. So, does that mean little food? Well, I would hope. That's what I was saying. They should make this food really big so you feel like the size of an ant.
Yeah. And shrink some of it, they said.
They have shops called the WEB Supplier Gift Shop, the Web Supplier Gift Shop, near the Spider-Man attraction. Avenger Gift Shop near Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's going to be near the tower, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Grand opening is 2020 summer. I really think they're pushing that because
that's why they haven't announced a date because
it could be the very end of summer
could be Labor Day.
Huh?
Summer could be Labor Day because that officially it's still summer.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, that would be a crazy weekend for them. I think they would be stepping on their toes if they were doing that on Labor Day. But excuse me. Avengers Campus is 5 acres. The attractions are Spider-Man attraction, and that's where the old "It's Tough to Be a Bug" used to be. So they had to level the ground out and everything. I would imagine. I know that they've torn the whole building, to the bare minimum and everything. So
repurposing a lot of the skeleton of it.
What was that?
They're repurposing a lot of the building that was already there. They're just doing a lot of things cosmetically and adding to it. They
had to gut it out and then redo all their stuff. Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which is already there. And a Phase 2 Avengers e-ticket ride. I didn't hear about that one.
So
that's going to be interesting.
When they do the opening in Phase 1, they are going to have the building for the entrance of the new ride, which is the Avengers house or something like that they call it. And then in Phase 2, which there is no release date, but people are projecting 2022, possibly 2023, the Avenger e-ticket ride, which means would be kind of like, I would say, the Rise of the Resistance, but it's one of the top Disney rides. It's going to be put in the parking lot area behind the Guardians of the Galaxy currently. So there is no official date on it, but it is a phase 2 project that they're going to have over there.
I heard there was a rumor of a Captain America roller coaster. Where they would put a roller coaster, I have no idea. Bob said
No, I heard it wasn't going to be a roller coaster.
Well, I just heard a rumor about it. But Bob and Ashley said, Gregory, think how small ants are compared to things. Rat size works better at that restaurant outside Ratatouille. Yeah, so you complain about like Remy's, how small the plates are. Could you imagine how small the plates would be for an ant, and they would charge up the prices?
But that would be crazy down to the size.
I know, but it would still be the size of an ant.
So, Ben, I think you might be able to answer this. Jim said, can't wait for Labor Day. That's when Pepper Tree Villa starts decorating for Christmas, right?
Close enough.
They just took it down, Jim. Give them some time.
Yeah, my studio / bedroom is in a state of shambles right now because of everything pulled off the tree. I'm still in the process of counting, and we'll be shooting a video right after I'm done here. So you'll see you'll see some of that tomorrow morning.
Is that? It looks like a table in back of you. Is that what the tree was on your other side?
No. This is my nightstand behind me. My bed is over here.
Oh.
I was in the far corner where the tree is, and
okay.
I was in a different part of my room throughout the season. And Charlie, I do miss my tree as well.
So Spider-Man, we already went over that, is in the former It's Tough to Be a Bug showroom.
Yep.
You sling virtual webs, so I guess you're going to be going like...
With hand gestures,
you'll be going like this the whole time, because he goes like that. And that's not how he does it. You look like you're dancing, which he does dance in the third one. Avengers in the parking lot.
I just mentioned that.
Oh.
They're going to build it in the park where it's currently the parking lot.
Oh, I think I said Avengers. Okay. Doctor Strange show with stage.
So that's going to be one of the attractions. They're going to have like a little stage area where they're going to put on a Doctor Strange
What do you
show.
mean by flagship attraction?
It's an e-ticket attraction.
Oh, okay.
It will be a flagship attraction for the park.
So basically those are all the notes, but I'm looking I don't think about it too much. Like when we go into California Adventures, I will look and see their progress. Last time we went, it didn't look like they were doing too much of anything.
He does this.
No. I actually did try to get, like, because I'm so tall, I try to get my phone over the wall to try to get pictures and stuff, or see through the cracks of the walls and stuff, just to see what's going on. And a lot of we've seen other people try and do it too. So
behind all the dark industry signs.
If I do that on my phone, I just get the wood.
I'll have to put you on my shoulders and then pop you up. And you'll be going like
Derick the prairie dog.
They'll call security.
So some of the other things which are going on in there is on January 17th through February 9th is going to be the Lunar New Year at California Adventure. So they are going to have Mulan's Lunar New Year procession. It'll run 4 times a year, and I believe four times a day. I believe the times were they do it once every quarter.
Only 4 times.
They do it once a day.
You better get your tickets fast.
So they're doing like at 12, and I think it's at 1:15, 3:15, and at 4 o'clock is when they do them. So Milan will be leading that procession, but they're also going to have a lot of Asian food there. We did visit that last year, but it was raining. But unless they do something a little bit different, because they didn't hint to it when I was reading it, but they have usually these booths, the same booths that they use for the Food and Garden Festival, but they were spread out throughout going into Pixar, what is now Pixar Pier. They had them there where you can try unique, unique Asian foods.
What was that?
I don't know.
I'm there.
Further on down, between Pixar Pier and I believe it's the Garden Cafe area or a Garden Plaza or something like that. They're going to have a lot more stuff set up for it. And the Zephyr, they're going to have
Golden
it
Zephyr
is one of the meeting spots for
even though it's really silver, but they call it the Golden Zephyr.
But it's kind of like a pre-Food and Wine Festival, which will be appearing again at California Adventure from
Aw,
February
Thank you,
28th
Noah.
to April 20 food. April 21st.
Are you hungry? Do you want some food?
February 28th to April 21st. So expect a lot of food booths. They will have celebrity chefs doing cooking demonstrations. No, they'll be doing cooking demonstrations. So kind of like they do in Epcot, but definitely on a smaller scale. We have had a good time.
April 20 food.
We had, what was it? It was a balsamic vinegar, but it was with pomegranate, was it?
Oh,
There
that's
was chocolate.
Chocolate pomegranate?
No, it was just
I
chocolate.
thought it was something else.
We had a pomegranate one, but I think
Yes.
we also had a chocolate one that you could actually put on ice cream, which was really good, actually.
And it was like $30, but it was definitely
It lasts a
amazing.
while.
Yeah, it did, because you don't need to put that much on it. But so that should be fun. That's always fun to visit that, and it's the same kind of experience and you can expect at Epcot. Again, smaller scale. We also have, as Ben was alluding to, they have a third Disneyland at Night event. It is going to be called the Pixar Night. It's going to be on March 5th, and it's $109. This time is the only one which is different from the rest of them, but it's from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And it's a little bit different than Disneyland because there is no fireworks. There's a lot less going on there, and it seems like it's more dance oriented. In fact, the second one, which is at California Adventure, seems like it's more of a character meet and greet along with dancing stuff in there. But there is
a special World of Color show.
What's that?
Will they do a special World of Color show?
It didn't say that they were doing a special one for that. That's only on March 5th. It's $109.
Well, you would think for that price extra, they would do something special.
I think it's a chance just to hang out and do some pictures with other ones. They are going to have, obviously, on any of these events, merchandise, which is especially for it. So they'll make it special for that. And then on April 30th, the last of the 4 Disneyland at Night events is going to be called Villains Night. It's also at DCA, and it's on April 30th. This one is from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., and you can, again, meet 3 hours beforehand, so you can actually go into the parks at 6
That
p.m.
one sounds more fun. I almost said funner.
But there is
sounds more fun than the Pixar one.
But there is no special fireworks show for that since it's at California Adventure. As far as I know, there isn't a special World of Color.
See, they should do something like that. If you're going to charge more, Disney already charges enough. If you're going to make people pay more just to hang out and see some villains, I mean, you could do that during the day too, into the night, and not pay extra. So they need to do something to draw people in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have fun stuff. Oogie Boogie.
Hey, Lori Carlson, welcome.
Welcome. Oogie Boogie is going back for the, what was it called? The Oogie Boogie Halloween event.
Oh, she said, good evening. Marvel Land is coming to Disney California Adventure Park and at Walt Disney Studios in Paris and Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yes.
I didn't know it was going to all those.
And I believe it is opening first in Hong Kong if it's not already open, and they're doing it as a story.
Oh, because they had an
introduced to the
Ant-Man
3 parks.
ride, huh? They
Yes.
were opening an
And
Ant-Man.
they have an Iron Man
Oh,
in Japan,
Oh, well.
in Hong Kong as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Oh, that'll
That's
be
right.
fun too.
So also, if you didn't hear,
Hey,
Michelle
Michelle.
Wilms, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So the Oogie Boogie Halloween event is going again back to California Adventure. It did last year, and previously it was only at Disneyland. Well, after a long run, it was at Disneyland, and then this past year it went to California Adventure. It's going back this year. There is no date set for that.
I'm sure Walt Disney World will have more days than we will.
Yeah.
Don't know why that is, but
In California Adventure this past year, we saw the opening of, this is a little bit further out, but we saw
hey, Phantasmic Chronicles.
open. Welcome. We saw the what's her name? The Jessie, the carousel. Was it? Yeah.
Jesse's Roundup.
So that was opened up towards September, if I remember, maybe a little bit after that.
They had the Inside Out ride that
Inside
opened
Out?
up, which is actually Flick's Flyers that was repurposed into this ride. I think they flew it to France from what I read, and they had to repurpose it and everything and then send it back and then put it together.
And then also just recently opened is the Mickey's PhilharMagic,
Yep.
which opened up in Hollywood area of California Adventures.
But I heard it's not that good. It's not as good as Disney World, from what I've heard anyway.
It's kind of wedged into the old Muppet theater, and they couldn't really do it justice. So I think it's more like a placeholder for them to have there so that there's an extra attraction.
I think they should just bring back the Muppets, and if they had to revamp them and make a new story or something, because I think everybody loves the Muppets, and I think they're coming back more, and they have a whole area at Walt Disney World, so I would love for them to come back.
Well, that was a Michael Eisner thing. Michael Eisner really, really had a lot of support behind the Muppets. That was his baby, and the fact that they were able to work out a deal with the Muppets is incredible, because Michael Eisner was kind of like ruining relationships with everybody prior to his departure from the company.
Maybe their contract was up for Disneyland anyway, and maybe that's why they got rid of it or something. I don't know. Or just the attendance was low.
Yeah, I think it's just low attendance.
Welcome, Sylvia. She said, Happy New Year's. Been listening to
Sylvia's
Gregory laugh
fun.
about something. What are you drinking? We are drinking a Corbel Sweet Cuvée. So dilly dilly, Sylvia. We had a chance to meet her on before our New York cruise this past September.
Yeah. And the Ironman ride at Walt Disney or Disneyland Paris is going to be replaced by Rock and Roller is going to be replaced by the Ironman ride.
And we didn't get a chance to go on that because I was we were planning on doing it the last day, but I was motion sickness and I didn't want to go on it because I get sick on the Rock and Roller Coaster. Now I wish I would have rode it before.
I think I've had my fill of that ride. It was basically the same thing at Disneyland Paris for Space Mountain. It was basically Rock and Roller in Space Mountain's name inside of a space thing that they did, and then you got sick on that too. And we only did it once. So.
Really sick on that, and I was very disappointed because I love how that ride just everything I heard about it going into it. I thought I was going to love it, and I got
the whole metallic and
the sickest
everything.
I've been on any Disney ride because of the ride motion of it. AGC Magic TV, Amy said, have you gone to the Valentine After Hours? We have not, and I hear they sell out really quick. So if anyone's interested, I definitely would make sure you book them as quick as you can. Samantha Paxton said, I'm still here. I'm doing my Disney pins on my Mickey and Goofy on a handkerchief. That sounds fun.
Mom liked the Abraham Lincoln attraction.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think they revamped him a little bit since 2012. They tend to keep bringing him up to date and refreshing him and everything.
Some other things that are going on in downtown Disney. Saw the open recently of Salt and Straw. It's supposed to be home of the best ice cream. A little bit further out, probably mid-year, because we had a chance to eat there with This Life of Ours. We went to the Black Tap Craft Burgers and Shake, where they have these insane and insanely expensive shakes. So we had a chance to eat there. And then
they were kind of gross. No, you need to talk about those shakes for a moment.
I like mine.
They have a glass like this, but it's almost like a goblet, and the outer
flute.
No, but I mean it's a glass, but it's bigger, like a goblet type of thing. And on the outer rim, ours had I don't know how they stick it on, but it was I think cinnamon toast crunch on the outer part, and then the inside they just pile on the ice cream and the toppings and everything, and it's just overflowing. And they have it on this plate, so everything's glopping and overflowing like a volcano, and it just really kind of looks disgusting. And when you eat it, I mean, it tastes good, but it's so much sugar, and it's just gross when they present it to you. It's just all over the place. I don't know.
I would have it again.
I don't know if I'd want to.
Sounds delicious to me.
Yeah, it would have to be something that I really want to try, like a different flavor. I think ours was a peanut butter something that we had. It's just a lot.
Something else that we didn't get a chance to experience yet, but from what I understand, it is now open. The last time we went, and we went last when did we go to Disneyland last? It was in November.
No, we didn't go in November. I don't think we did.
Was it October?
I think maybe
we went after. We went after the Day of the Dead, so it was in early.
It was
November.
in November. Yeah,
because we went to pick up Mike. He was on the Disney cruise, or the Disney cruise.
It is very sticky, Sylvia.
They closed down Rainforest Cafe when they were going to add a new hotel in that spot.
I'm very disappointed that they did that.
So they have
They're not bringing it
now
back.
built a new restaurant there, which
Well, they haven't built it yet.
Yes, they have. It's open. I didn't realize it was that far ahead.
Wait, we went in November and now it's already open. When did they open?
I don't know, but it's open. It's called the Asian Street Eats, and it's by the winner of season 3 from Top Chef. I'm gonna say his name completely wrong, but it's Chef Hung Hainyi. I don't know if I even said that right.
Hung Hin.
I don't know. But it's a quick service place, which, as if you guys have gone to the Rainforest Cafe in Anaheim, that is a big restaurant with the second story. And if it's going to be a fast eats place, it seems like
a waste of space.
Yeah, a waste of space. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of that they used. And
probably the whole thing.
I don't know. So
they kept the facade outside too. They did.
Greg was hoping it would have been changed to the T-Rex, which they have at.
Well, if they didn't bring back Rainforest, I would have wanted them to bring back T-Rex. But they kind of cut losses, not really losses. They kind of cut their ties with Rainforest a little early from what we were told, which kind of is probably why Rainforest isn't coming back. So
also going on at Disney, they call it Project Stardust, which is the removal of the rocks and some of the area to beautify Disneyland Park. The removal of the rocks outside Tomorrowland.
Yes. Oh, the French fry rocks.
The French fry rock is what people call them.
That's to open up the entrance more because it's so narrowed in as you're going into Tomorrowland.
So
it's more like a big fence that they put up right in front of Tomorrowland.
Yeah. So what they realized during the 60th, 5 years ago, was that, and then with the crowds expected from Galaxy's Edge, is that it was inadequate for the amount of traffic that was going on through there. Mm-hmm. So those have been removed, and they are going to be changing the front to provide more easier walking space into that area. They also, in addition, have changed the castle a little bit. They revamped that, and they also are changing the front to Adventureland. So that's all part of Project Stardust. Is it Stardust? Yes, to enhance and beautify the areas.
Major changes. No, it's just small changes.
Just some small changes.
A major change that they could do is actually just close down Tomorrowland. Even if it's like a year, and just do a major overhaul on it. Do something with the old People Mover ride. Bring back the People Mover ride, but then I heard that the tracks aren't up to code and all that. They do need to do something with our Tomorrowland because it's not.
Yeah,
it's fun, but it's just they need to do something and get rid of the Interventions thing. Put another ride in there. The building used to turn; it doesn't turn anymore. They need to do something with that because they have Star Wars stuff, but now they have a Star Wars land. So move all that stuff over there and do something with it.
Wanda is heading out. Wanda, thanks again for the
Have a good night,
chat.
Wanda.
You are awesome. Thank you so much.
And your mother says hi to me. Hi.
So, in terms of refurbishment, you guys, Disneyland filed a $300,000 for the overhaul of Indiana Jones.
I forgot about that.
It is currently in its 24th year, and by the time it's ready for its 25th anniversary, they will have some enhancements to it. One of them is the bridge that you cross over, and I'm not sure what else they're going to be doing
to that area. Stuff with the rocks and I think walls and things like that.
Disney has not announced any date for that, but it's supposed to be sometime in 2020. Some of the other rehab which is going on,
Snow White.
That's in there. I'll have
they're redoing that to make it not so scary for kids. Apparently, it's scary.
That is going to be closed from January 7th to the summer of 2020. So that's going to be a lengthy.
They're going to be upgrading a lot of visual effects. They're going to be doing a lot like they did to Peter Pan. So
right.
They really bust that ride up with a lot of visual things and laser or light effects and all that. It should be really, really nice.
I don't think it's a scary ride. The witch used to be really scary, but then they changed her out. So I don't know what they're going to do now.
So at California Adventure, the Bodine Bakery Tour is going to be closed from January 20th to February 1st, which is just a short rehab. The Carthay Circle Restaurant is closed from January 6th to January 30th. The Red Car Trolley, which has been closed for a while, the date is unknown.
Is that Newsies thing?
That's where they do the Newsies. Yeah, it goes from the front of the park and it takes you down Hollywood into where the Guardians of the Galaxy
is.
Should do
something different with that now.
But that's closed until summer 2020 when they reopen open the Avengers Campus. Paint the Night Parade. It says return date unknown. So I'm hoping that means Paint the Night Parade is coming back because that is my favorite Disney parade.
It does mean it's coming back. It's just unknown.
I hope.
Coming back to DC, that means that they're probably waiting to open up the Marvel Campus Phase 1 before they bring the parade in.
That would be awesome. I love that parade.
That next to the Electric Parade is the best parade that they have, I think, for a nighttime parade.
Yeah.
The Grizzly River Run is closed from January 21st to be determined. So there is no date on that.
Oh,
it's closed forever.
No. They have to check the hoses and drain the water and all that stuff and get all the money out and everything.
Disneyland, It's a Small World, is being closed from January 7th to January 17th. As we know, it's taken down the Christmas setting to get it back.
To Christmas a lot more quickly than I am.
The Haunted Mansion is closed from January 21st to spring 2020. So it looks like they're doing a little bit more rehab than just taking the Nightmare Before Christmas.
They're doing it all as a one and done. Get it all done and over with.
Hyperspace Mountain is being it's
taken
refurbished January 7th to mid-January, which I'm very happy for that.
What?
January 7th to mid-January, so there is no date when it opens.
January 7th to mid-January. Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking I thought you meant June or something. That doesn't seem like a very long time. I guess it doesn't take much to put up the Star Wars stuff.
No. It looks like January 7th is a lot of the times where the attractions are going down. King Arthur Carousel is closed from January 21st to May 21st. The Mark Twain Riverboat is down January 7th to be determined. And then
which one? Riverboat?
Yeah. Mark Twain. And then again, Snow White. So a lot of them are closing down January 7th, which typically in January is the month because it's slower that you see a lot of the rehabs going on ready for the holiday season. So that's it with the rehab.
That's when people get upset, I think, because they go to Disneyland and all these places are closed at the same time. And then their vacation's ruined, but they don't understand that you have to upkeep rides and stuff.
Correct.
So just don't go during those times. Look before you go on vacation.
There are some special promotions. What? Special promotions?
Hitting the table.
I know. Knock on wood. Special promotions going on at Disney. So if you live in Southern California, that's right, Southern California Pass, you can buy a 3-day one park ticket. That means you can only visit one park a day. You can buy it for $67 per day. And you get an extra Magic Day moment, whatever that is, where you get into the early to the park entrance.
Extra magic hours.
There you go. Now, that one, you can only buy 5 tickets per day. And it will expire on the 21st of May. So you have to basically use them all up by then. With the California one,
during the time that they're doing all those renovations too, so enjoy.
So it's not that bad. So on this one, you can buy for since it's 3, you can go like once this month. You can go the second time in February, and then you can go another time in May if you want to do that, as long as it's before the 21st. They also have, hold your hats, special offer for kids everywhere, not just.
What did you just say?
I think I said everywhere.
Yes, you just said everywhere.
Everywhere. So It's from ages 3 to 9, and it's pretty much the same as a SoCal pass. This one, though, is different. When you use it the first time, it's good for only 13 days up to that. Or they expire on May 21st. You can buy 8 passes per day. So that's pretty good special for kids. An average of $67 per day. You get 3 one-park tickets, and you get the early magic hours on the park. So that is going on now at Disney, and you don't really hear a lot of those kind of discounts which are being offered. So kids anywhere can save on that.
And both of those we can't use. But
well, if you think about it, if you take away the first part of our age, I would be 2, and so I get free. You would be 8. So depends how you look at it.
But unfortunately, we can't do that. So
your mom waved back to Ben, but since she doesn't have the same hookup as we do, Ben couldn't see.
She said, "Take me, please."
So that's a little bit about what's going on.
Well, that's a lot
Disneyland.
of what's going on.
It is a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of changes coming up, and then he's bringing up the binder. So we have our Disney Fantasy Cruise coming up February 1st, and I keep forgetting that we have it because I'm so busy at work, and then I see the binder and I remember, oh yeah, we have a cruise, we got to plan certain things. So
Wow.
I can't believe I'm forgetting about it because I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm just so busy with work, but
It's only 3 weeks away. It's 3 weeks away.
It is.
Yeah.
So at this point, we recently booked our hotel and our airfare.
Hey, Rachel.
Last 2 weeks.
Myers and the Mouse biggest fan, Hill.
Welcome, Rachel. We have written our itinerary down of what it looks like per day with our confirmation numbers. So all that will be put into.
We're not going to have everything planned every day.
Yes, we'll say when we can breathe.
No.
And all the other stuff.
No, we have some things planned, but then it's a vacation. I don't want to be, we got to go here, and here. I want to be, okay, we have this. We have all this time to do what we want.
So next week, we are going to cover more into that binder in terms of what's going on. We're just planning a lot of the other stuff, like what are we going to take with us in terms of clothing. Disney ships do have a washing machine on it. Since we are going to be spending 2 extra days after the cruise in Walt Disney World,
we got to do our clothes.
We're going to be doing our clothes so we can have a little bit more, so we don't have to take as much.
We're going to try to condense our packing this time.
Well, we're still going to take 3 luggages because we have the pirates outfits that we take, and there's no way we can put the hats in something which we might still have to do that as the hat as a carry-on.
You can use that as a personal item.
So we have a lot that we're going to be doing. We have the door magnets that we take with us. We also have, for the first time,
we did get some new ones this time.
We did. We are doing the fish extender exchange. We're a part of that.
Yeah, for the first time. We've never done that before.
So easily we are taking a normal size luggage for me, normal size luggage for Greg, and then we're going to share a smaller one, bigger than a carry-on, like a 26-inch. We're going to have for our pirate outfit that we have.
It is a 7-day cruise. I do see Magic TV. It's on the Disney Fantasy.
Yep. And we're going to Cozumel. We're going to Georgetown, Grand Caymans. We're going to Falmouth, Jamaica, and then Disney's Private Island, and then we go back home.
Were any of those locations affected by the earthquake that just hit Puerto Rico?
As far as I heard, no. It was just Puerto Rico, which was hurt.
Okay.
It was damaged.
Unfortunately, it was damaged, yes.
Yeah. Poor Puerto Rico. They've been hit with a hurricane and now
an earthquake.
Yeah, 6.6, which you wouldn't think a 6.6 is incredibly strong, but maybe because
very strong. That is
very strong for the type of housing they have there.
They don't have, I'm sure, the earthquake stuff like we do in California. So reinforced. So yeah, poor Puerto Rico.
I'm a little leery with Falmouth, Jamaica. Well, Jamaica in general, because I've just heard horror stories with tourists in Jamaica. I almost don't want to even get off the ship there, but we might venture a little out, but I don't want to go too far because I'm not going to go into it on this show, but I've just heard a lot of bad things about it.
Well, I'm hoping will be able to get DisLyfeOfOurs because they went on the Disney Fantasy twice, and they did go to Jamaica, Falmouth, Jamaica. So I'm hoping either whether I just talk to Rachel or they come on our show, we'll be able to ask them a few questions about that.
Captain's Table MDR just asked, what are your plans for Falmouth and Cozumel? Falmouth, we don't have a set plan. Cozumel, we're doing the
Kitchen Itza,
the
Mayan
pyramid
tour.
That's like an 8-hour tour. It's an all-day thing, basically. And we're doing it through the cruise so that they can't leave us. If we're late getting back, they have to wait for us. If you don't do it through the cruise, then they can say, see ya, find your own way.
Now, from what I understand with Falmouth, Jamaica, they built that port exclusively for cruisers. And it's blocked off from... So it's almost like we're in prison when we land in there because they're going to have a little section with shops and all that. But from what I remember from this DisLyfeOfOurs video, they were filming it, and you could see a metal fence which blocked that port access to the main part, which the Bahamas had like that too. But it's a shopping area within those grounds, so we actually won't be going out through the streets of Falmouth. It'll be in a private area.
S1 said the bad things you heard are true. Ask Frank and Kevin on Cruising with Wheels about it for Falmouth, Jamaica.
Yeah, so we don't book anything. There's some cool excursions we were looking at. One of them was just a Jamaican bobsled.
Money wise, we don't think we can do it.
Yeah, so we decided to go easy on it. And then in Georgetown, Grand Caymans, so far we're going to be swimming with the dolphins. So that's our plans. And then
we'll see if we can still do that.
Castaway Key, we've done it a few times. If we do anything, we'll book those when we're on the island. If we see something we want to do. As of right now, we're just going to enjoy our time there.
I want to do, if they still have them, I want to do those tricycle looking things in the water with the big wheels that look like big tractor trailer bulldozer wheels, and you're supposed to pedal and then they go through the water and drag you. And there's a Disney cruise Dream commercial on TV right now. But I've seen those boats out there and they look fun. They're interesting.
Yeah, so we'll talk about
how hard it is to paddle through the water with those things, though.
Next week is a cruise show, and then we'll have another Disney show where we're going to have Jeff from Dole Whip Dad will be on our show, and then we will have another cruise show, and then we're on our cruise. So that's kind of where we're going on, and then we have the 5 Foolish Mortals. Which Ben, what is the date on that? And it's going to be through your channel.
Yeah, I believe it is the last Saturday in January. Is it January 25th?
Yes, you're right. It is the week before we go on our cruise. So.
Rob said, what a tease, Greg, the commercial. It is. It makes you more excited.
Yeah. So it's going to be trivia, Disney trivia night.
That's going to be fun.
Host Ben.
It'll be like Jeopardy.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. I've still got to put an angle together and come up with all the questions, but don't be expecting anything easy because I tend to do very difficult trivia.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Can we use Google?
No.
We'll stall them. We still have time. We have like 30 seconds. You know what we'll do is we'll put it on Siri and then we'll have Ben do it and then it'll flash up the answer when. All right, guys. I know a few other channels are on right now. This and That are on right now. You have Alana Zingano, which is on. Or she actually was on. It's the Ship Show with the Klaykowskis, who we are planning on meeting in Walt Disney World as part of their cruise meetup on January 31st.
Right before our cruise.
Yep. So we're looking forward to
that's our travel day also. So we'll be pretty tired, but we'll just say hi. How are you? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to sleep.
A lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff coming up. So Ben, as we go over to you, final thoughts. Something you want to add?
Just that I'll be posting my vlog tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and it will be discussing the contest on the number of ornaments I have and the ornament that some lucky recipient will receive for guessing the correct amount of ornaments on my tree.
Or the closest amount, hopefully.
Yeah, closest, yeah. And hello, RobFuz. Hopefully hopefully someone will come really, really close, because I don't even really know how many ornaments were on the tree. I still have to count them and pack them. And
Don't lose count as you do it.
I don't think we said hi to Grace F. So welcome, Grace F.
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome.
And for us, we are. I haven't downloaded the second part. Actually, I have downloaded. I have to edit it. The second part of our Portland, Maine excursion, which includes a train. But
Includes the
that's
what?
a train.
train.
I thought you said tree.
No, a train. And that's in Portland, Maine, from our NCL Escape,
Oh, yeah, the train that we went on. I forgot about that.
our Norwegian Escape cruise. So we are still plugging along on that, but I don't want to rush it. So I don't think we're going to have that out this week. It'll
That was
probably
a
be next
really
week.
old wooden rickety train
It's
too.
cool. It's
They actually
interesting.
warned you about the windows because they could actually fall by themselves and just smack on your hands.
Oh,
We've
terrific.
seen some of the windows actually fall by themselves. Like they're the old slot ones that you push up and pull down, and they just fall by themselves.
So Greg would put his hand in the window and.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I still got all my digits.
All right, guys. So Ben, thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us
thank
on the
you.
West Coast edition of
5,
Foolish Mortals.
3 foolish mortals,
Yes.
really.
Next week, from what we understand, we will have.
Oh, hey, the Orlando guy. Welcome.
Welcome, Richard.
Hey, Rich.
We will have Charlie from the Disney Nerd Herders, and Stacy, I'm sure, will be on it, and Jim from More Sunshine Please. They will be discussing what is new in Walt Disney World in 2020. So this is the West Coast edition. They will be putting on the East Coast edition. So make sure you guys are checking that out for them next week. I'm not sure what channel, if it will be on Jim's or Charlie's and Stacy's channel, but that's what's going on right now. But,
Thank you, Captain Stable. Have a good night.
so thank you, everyone. And as we like to end our shows, as Walt Disney said,
We are just getting started.
Thank you so
Everybody
much,
have a
guys.
nice night. Thank you.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly, dilly.